y'all. Welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. This is Homestead Happenings, Episode 9. I'm Susan. What if the feeling of enough isn't about what we have, but how we see it? Today's podcast topic, the gratitude harvest. It's about faith, gratitude, and seasonal bounty. The first open collaboration is Scarecrow 25. It is an open collaboration through the month of October. To join in, you need to upload a family-friendly video anytime during the month of October. Use the hashtag Scarecrow25 in the title or description. Add instructions in your description box so others will know how to join. Tag my channel, and then challenge some of your channel friends so that they can join in the fun. Add the official playlist link in your description. You can dress up as a scarecrow, create a scarecrow decor indoors or outdoors, paint a scarecrow, put on a skit or play of a scarecrow, dress up as a scarecrow, use your imagination. There's some really cute ones already in the playlist. Then there is Thankful 50 Challenge 25 coming in November. You will tag 3 channels, use the hashtag Thankful50Challenge25, tag my channel, upload your video of 50 things that you're thankful for. Always make sure that you are sharing out other content creators' videos when they participate in any collaboration that you're participating in. In December, my channel will be having a gingerbread Christmas. I look forward to sharing that with you. We'll explore how the rhythms of the harvest season can deepen our spiritual lives and transform our perspective on what we have been given. We will look at historical harvest traditions, then dive into the spiritual practice of gratitude, finishing out with the practical ways to live out having a harvest mentality every single day. In Genesis 8:22, King James Version, we'll be talking about the season of bounty. While the earth remaineth, seedtime and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. God's promises are true to us. Let's get into the soil of things with seasonal bounty and ancient roots. Man has been working the soil since the beginning of time. According to Scripture, man was to care for the animals and the land. It wasn't just about bringing in the harvest for the winter months, but it is about cultivating a balance of personal labor, learning patience, and waiting. The season of seed time and harvest teaches us a valuable life lesson. Sowing and reaping. In Hosea 10:12 it says, "Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord, till he come and rain righteousness upon you." Imagine, if you will, back when my grandparents began their life together, the plans had to include many children. They had a harvest of 8 children. My grandmother already had 2 strapping boys. My dad was the second child born. She worked in the field beside her husband, children in tow, and expecting her next child any day. She went into labor, and to their surprise, the family of 4 was now a family of 7. She didn't have time to rest in a hospital for 3 days after labor and delivery. As a matter of fact, she had all her children at home. Now she had 3 more mouths to feed and clothe. My grandparents had resilience. They persevered together. My dad said she often would strap the newborn babies to her back and return to the field to finish out the day's work right after birthing. But he also had memories of his grandmother, my great-grandmother. She would take the older children into the kitchen, and there together they made homemade donuts and coffee for the family and friends who would drop by to see the newest additions to the family. My dad brought donuts and coffee to the hospital the day I had given birth to my first daughter. He associated donuts and coffee with babies. My grandmother was a strong stock of a woman. She knew hard labor, needed patience, and a period of waiting before the harvest would come. Children were the seeds planted for the future. Children that would learn all the skills needed to survive in this world. Children learn farming at a young age alongside their parents. I see this carried out in our local Amish communities today. It was all a part of God's plan for us to be self-sufficient. Man has made a mess of most of the basic human instincts given to us. We are to practice gratitude. Colossians 2:7 says, "Rooted and built up in Him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving." There are historical and global traditions. All around the world, there are festivals surrounding the harvest coming in. Here in America, we celebrate Thanksgiving, just as our forefathers did that first Thanksgiving, when the Native Americans brought food to help the pilgrims survive the long, hard winter months ahead. Neighbors helping neighbors was something that my dad did without any thought. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. Dad helped our neighbors without expecting payment or anything in return. I've shared the story of a neighbor stealing his car at night, but returning it in the morning before Dad got up to go to work. One night, Dad sat up after he noticed gas missing from the car. The neighbor hot-wired the car, backed it down the driveway before cranking it up and turning on the headlights. Dad was waiting for him. My dad could have called the police, but instead he had empathy towards his neighbor. The man apologized profusely. Dad heard his story and told him he would drive him to and from work, and he would help him get the man's car running again. I watched my dad tear down a motor and put it back together in our own front yard. It wasn't long before the man's car was running like new. This wasn't the only occasion Dad provided a suit and shoes to a man that had a job interview, but he didn't have any good clothes to wear for the interview. He got the man's size and went to the thrift store and bought a complete suit, right down to the shoes and socks. The man got the job, and others received bags of groceries on the front porch. Dad always did a lot of things in secret. Dad wasn't a rich man, but he was a blessed man, and he shared his blessings with his neighbors. The source of every good gift. In James 1:7, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadows of turning. Historical blessings and global traditions can be found throughout history. Today we know that harvests usually are celebrated either in the spring or the fall. All these celebrations of harvest time have a universal concept, a community gathering, and thanking God or nature for what it provides. In the season of harvest, we often think of the crisp fall air, full baskets of food that has been harvested, bonfires, and the smell of pumpkin spice or apple cider. The bountiful blessings of a good harvest means our pantry is full. We can rest knowing that we will eat well for the long winter months ahead. Faith and the gift. Gratitude often turns us to being thankful for the harvest, but it also is a time we shift from the physical harvest to a spiritual one. It's not a feel-good moment, but a core belief and commandment that brings us into spiritual awareness. We are truly blessed when we realize where the bountiful harvest comes from. It's the belief that all good things come from God above, and He is our provider. Yes, we work for the provision, but without the seed, the sun, water, and all the nutrients found in the good rich soil, the seed will not germinate or grow. I believe in God. And I'm thankful for all the blessings He gives to me and my family, things that supernaturally would not occur in the natural, like miracle healings, finding or being given the exact amount of money to pay a bill to keep your lights on, or the kindness of a neighbor who missed a good night's rest to drive you to and from work and worked on your car for free. This moves us from "I'm lucky" to a blessed mentality. The power is when we recognize where our bounty comes from. Does it change how we use it and how we feel about it? The fruit of thankfulness goes beyond the surface of gratitude. It's not about the big things, but about the little and often mundane things that we overlook. Our health, clean water, and a safe place to sleep. After all, we are what we consume. If we sat in front of the TV or on video games all day, we have wasted our day with frivolous stuff. There's no growth. We literally threw our seeds on stony ground. Instead, we should grasp the day with open hearts and minds and plant seeds of hope that things will get better. In today's society, we have news medias pushing narratives to sway our opinions. Instead of just presenting the news, they use propaganda to enlighten us into believing the false narrative. But what if we turned off the televisions and the video games and planted our seeds in fertile ground instead of among the weeds? What if we used our time wisely to plant seeds that will give us a harvest that we will want to celebrate? My dad understood poverty. He also understood plenty. He took his little, planting hope in others. My dad wasn't even a Christian then. He accepted Jesus after I was grown and on my own. But his parents planted the seeds in him by example, by faithfulness, by knowing who was really blessing them. My grandpa said he was money poor and children rich. He didn't set store in who had the biggest house or the nicest car. He set his store in his family. And that's where his harvest was. The idea wasn't when the harvest was coming in. It was every day, seeing the blessing in front of you. The idea today of reaping and sowing has been a little depressing, to say the least. But if you have the attitude that stays positive, and if we aren't looking to see what we can get at others' expenses, we might all take a page from my grandparents' and my dad's book. It's better to give than receive. Our attitude towards living life to its fullest, to being a helping hand to our neighbors, to loving God, family, and country in the right order, to removing selfishness and self-serving attitudes, to becoming grateful in the everyday harvest that might look small to some, but the impact can be enormous to us. This week, I challenge you to pause before you eat that meal on your table. How did it get there? Did you raise it? Or did you buy it because of someone else's labor? Then silently say a prayer of thankfulness, because you could go hungry today without that blessing from an abundant harvest. Gratitude and attitude are not challenges. They are choices. Unknown. Our next episode will be on faith in the fall season, finding beauty in the slower days. Our podcasts are every Tuesday at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you will join me there. Be blessed, everyone. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.